With 25 years of trading experience and 6 years thriving in the crypto space, I've learned one thing: success comes from relying on data and facts, not influences or guesswork. Today I'm excited to share the powerful tools that help me stay ahead and make confident winning trades in crypto. If you're ready to trade with clarity and purpose, let's get started. So this first page here shows GMGN. This is where I do most of my smaller coin trades like meme coins and AI coins. And you can see this has been a pretty good one. Bought here, sold a third here. I sell 30% when I get a double up, and I've got the other 70% running, so that's been pretty good. Now, how do I find these coins? I use Messari. Messari is a game changer for me. It's got the best screening. I've tested all the different screening systems or software in crypto, and Messari is the best, hands down. For example, TradingView doesn't have new coins, or Messari has almost all of the new coins even after a day or two. So just a clarification on that, it doesn't have pump fund coins, but it has coins after a day or two after they get onto Radium, after they've graduated. So I've got a screen here for like what I call big time breakouts, which is a decent amount of Twitter followers, 10 million plus market cap, and have been around for quite a long time and are pretty close to their all-time high. And this is today's scan, so it gives me a kind of a pipeline of coins to look into. And then I've got one for smaller kind of DeFi coins. This is 100k to 10 million. Well, I call it DeFi, but really it's just not traded on a centralized exchange yet. So these are pump fund coins that have graduated and some other small coins, like we've got some base coins here. So I just focus on, for the smaller coins, I just focus on Solana and base. They get the best results for me. And of course, most of the Solana coins come through pump.fun, and so they're generally safe in terms of having the liquidity burnt and not being ruggable. Of course, all the owners, the insiders, can sell at once, and that happens very frequently, but you can check for that, which makes that hardly ever happen to me anymore. I can also find coins through Dex Screener, but to be honest, I don't use this. I've just got some filters up here for liquidity and 3 days up to a couple of years, I think. But I much prefer Messari. To be honest, I don't look at Dex Screener much anymore. Now, avoiding rugs, so this is a good example. So Anon, I just noted today, GMGN helps by some of the data it provides. So risk 3 out of 4, top 10, 15.7%. That's okay, but the risk stuff. So no mint, if you look down the bottom right here. So they can mint new coins. That's not good because they can totally delete your ownership. Blacklist, burnt, no, and top 10%. Yeah, they say that's okay as well. But if you look at let's go down to the insiders here. Where are they? Insiders, nope. Let's go to just the holders. All. And you can see the red one, that's phishing. So that's basically where coins have been sent from the dev or the insiders to other wallets, so they haven't actually bought the coins. But this one doesn't look too bad because it's got some whales in it, but these whales might also be part of the cabal, so to speak. But the way it's gone up consistently, I don't trust, and I don't trust these things here. Sometimes you get a lot of spikes on the GMGN charts. Sometimes I go to someone's got better charts, but also a good thing about Bullix, and GMGN has this too, to be fair, is you can see all the new creations here in pump.fun, about to graduate to Radium and graduated. I used to trade these, but to be honest, there are so many rugs as an insider's dumping. Kind of, it's a bit of a mugs game. Unless you're doing it kind of 10 hours a day and you have a team of people, I wouldn't go into it. There's an extremely good channel run by Orangey. It's called Orangey Web3 or something. And he's an absolute rock star at meme coin trading. But why he's successful is he does it 10 hours a day, which most people with jobs can't do. But also he's got a team of people, and you've got to act really fast on these new coins. So he'll have someone looking at the Twitter, someone looking at the Telegram, someone looking at whether the website's been used before, and so on and so forth. And you kind of need a team of people because you need to act really quickly. It's basically just getting in and then getting out before everyone else gets out. Because statistically, and I've looked at the stats, 99% I think of these go to zero within 2 days. So I focus on the ones that come up on my Messari screener, which are generally at least a couple of days old, and that reduces the failure rate massively, but even more because I'm looking at ones near the all-time high. So whereas at least within 20% of their all-time high. So I haven't had any go to zero, I think, for the last 6 weeks, and I've been buying them 3 or 4 a day. So there you go. Once I've found a coin, I will check it in a Twitter score normally. So let's take a look at Baby Frog, for example. So we click on that little X there, go to the Twitter or X, copy that, go to Twitter score, paste that in here, and Twitter score is free. There's another one called Tweet Scalp, but you've got to pay for that. But Twitter score is just as good. So here it says it's bad. So basically there aren't many influencers following it, but I'm fine with that because I've already sold 30% for a double up, and I'm just not too worried about it. It's more of a case for bigger coins. So if you see a coin that's like 100 million or 200 million market cap, by then it should have some influencers following it. Baby Frog's only like 4 days old or something. So they say here it joined of, but the coin only was listed in the last week or so. For larger coins, you'd expect there to be influencers following it. And if there's not, then that would be a concern. One other place I go to is anessen.ai, and I did subscribe to this to get wallet data because I tried copy trading. You'll see a lot of videos on YouTube about copy trading, basically where you use a tool like TradeWiz or Nova. They're the two fastest ones, and I'll show you them in a sec, to copy trade. So you can use a tool like Anessen to find wallets that have done, so like Wallet Pair Profiler, Smart Money, to find good wallets. But what I've found is they haven't done much better than me. Actually, a lot of the big wallets, they've just had one massive win on something like Pepe or a massive win on Zariba or something like that. But a lot of their other coins have done not so well. The other type of wallet that does really well are scammers. And there are tons of scammers. There are tons of groups that set up coins, market them, set up Twitters, set up websites, and then dump everything. They get in at the beginning when the thing's worth $5,000 or $6,000. And when it gets up to 2 million or 3 million, they just dump it all, and everyone else loses money, and they make tons of money. So there are actually tons of people who do that, and it's probably the easiest way to make money in the world if you've got a team, and if you want to do that kind of thing, but it's probably pretty illegal, and I wouldn't recommend it. But there are a lot of people making a lot of money, and it's clear that's how they're doing it. But the ones who are more legit and actually following the law, a lot of them are pretty average. So it's actually really hard to find a really good trader. So I actually stopped copy trading. The other thing is, I'm copy trading a couple of people still, so using TradeWiz. And I've tested TradeWiz and Nova, and they're exactly the same speed. I basically did trades and had TradeWiz and Nova copying my main wallet, and on average, it depended on the trade, but on average, they're exactly the same speed and got the same fills. So they're both faster than the other tools I've tested. But you see here, these transactions fail because there's so much slippage. Well, these haven't copied pump transactions. Actually, that's why I stopped copying them, because there's so much slippage. This transaction requires a slippage of 23%. So what happens is these better wallets, they put in a trade, everyone else follows them, and you're competing with everyone else, and I would have got them filled 23% above the buy price, so it's just not profitable. And I've got a filter on that, so I don't get filled 23% above the buy price. But the problem is then I just don't get filled at all. So all these transactions fail. So copy trading, I think it's totally overrated, and I wouldn't get into it if I was you. Going back to this, looking at wallets, if you wanted to look at wallets though, you can get a Cielo. Cielo's a very good tool. You can see here, like for example in this wallet, realized 33,000 over the last, 30 days. Let's look at 7 days. Nothing, so this guy hasn't traded, guy or girl hasn't traded in the last 7 days. All time, how have they done? This is just an example, 76k. To see the unrealized P&L, you need to pay more, you need to pay. This is actually free if you just want to see the realized P&L. Then trading on centralized exchanges. So what I showed you before was decentralized exchanges, but now centralized exchanges. I use KuCoins. It has lots of coins. Obviously, probably the best one to use is Binance. But I don't use Binance because I can't trade futures on it from where I live. It's just by regulation, they don't allow it. So I trade using KuCoin. It has tons of coins. It's really good. OKX as well. OKX has fewer coins than KuCoin, but has a ton more liquidity. If you want to move size, OKX is better than KuCoin. And then I can trade futures on MXC. I guess they don't follow the same regulatory rules as Binance, and some on the futures page here. And you can trade futures in, unless I want to trade Bitcoin futures. So you got spots, perpetuals, and they're all good platforms. Second to last, but not least, is TradingView, of course. And TradingView is where chart coins, but not for the newer coins, because they're not on here, for the newer coins I use GMGN or BullX. But for the coins that are a bit older, generally the ones that are on centralized exchanges, that's where you'd use TradingView. And I have a list here. For example, BGB's been a good one, but I got it a bit later, got it around 316. It's now now $7. And then I've got, just keep track of them, the coins I'm currently in on MixC. They haven't done very well today. And the coins I'm currently in on KuCoin, they haven't done very well today either. So I have a little, what do you call it, list, watch list set up. You just click on the coin, shows a chart. Oh, that one's done well. Graphane. See, pretty short histories for a lot of them, but if you go to an older coin like CTC, CTC had a massive spike and it's come back hugely. This purple line you see, that's a 30-day high, and often I trade when I break out of the 30-day high, so I would have entered here where the cursor is, and I'd sell on an EMA, so down here. So you never sell at the top, but it gets the main runs. And then lastly, over to the tool I used for testing. I've mentioned this a lot before, WealthLab. So WealthLab, you can code. You don't even need to code. They've got all these building blocks. You can just move them around and you can actually get away without coding. But it's the best way to test everything. It takes into account the commissions, the fees on KuCoin and so on. This is on a list of crypto coins that I'm following at the moment, basically the ones I just showed you. And this is what my systems would have done over the last 2 years, 2.5 years. You can see crypto moves in really sharp moves and then it goes nowhere. Sharp moves and it goes nowhere or down. Sharp moves goes nowhere or down. So when you're trading crypto, you have to be prepared for that. Actually, in late October 2024, when things started kicking off again for crypto, I'd actually moved my money out to fiat. And sometimes it's quite hard to get from fiat back into crypto. And I've found a couple of ways that make it easier. You can ask me in the comments below if you're interested. By the time I got money, I'd missed some of this move here, but I got in about halfway up. So actually that's one lesson for me from this last little bull market is basically you always leave your money in crypto because when it moves, even if you lose a week trying to get your money in from your bank accounts to crypto, then you can miss out on a lot of money. So from now on, I'll always leave a chunk of change in crypto. So there you have it. If you found that useful, please subscribe. And I've got a Patreon channel below where I do private coaching. Please take a look. It's linked in the description. And let me know in the comments what tools you're using or what you'd like to see in the future. Thank you. Cheers.